So in this section, I'd just like to summarise the planning process for Max Math Primary 3. Recommended, start with the student book. Find the topic in the contents. For our examples, we've used division. Just go to that chapter and read through those pages just to remind yourself what's going on. Don't rush this either. It looks like a nice picture and it's more than just a title page. All these objectives are crucial, okay? Particularly the relationship between multiplication and division. That is one of the key factors that will help children either grasp division well or not. Have a look, think anchor task. How can I make this concrete? How can I develop it? Have another look. Oh yes, plenty of examples. Then we're going to move away from the I do to the we do with the try it, and of course to the you do with the practice. Again, have a look at what goes on. And as you look through, just mentally make a note of any resources you might need. Okay. Then the next thing to do, having read through that, is to go to the teacher guide, find exactly the same chapter. You might want to check the vocabulary as well, the vocabulary terms. So for chapter 8, the kind of language that we will need, the English language that we will need, can be found in here. Okay, the key language structures. We're looking at division, and it's division, it's equal grouping, it's division sentences, it's rows, it's columns, all this. And actually, you'll notice that some of the sections are in bold. You notice some of the letters are in bold here, and that's really helpful. If you're not a native English speaker, what the bold bit is the emphasis, the stressed syllable. So instead of reading this as remainder, it's remainder. Column is column. Equal grouping. Really helpful way of emphasizing, and the more good English pronunciation children hear, the more good pronunciation children will use. Anyway, let's then go to the teacher's guide for chapter 8. Have a look through, and the things we're looking for here are questions to prompt, page numbers in the student book, examples, any pointers, suggested activities, and then it tells you which workbook pages we'll be needing and when. All right, and then plenty of let's learn. That's when it's your turn to lead the discussion. Then let's try it. That's when it's your turn to work with them. And let's practice. That's the you do section. The pages in the workbook that are mentioned, it's a question of going again, chapter 8, workbook says 132. Let's go to page 132. And here they are. Remember, this is about children working independently. They only do a few pages of this each time. They don't just work mindlessly through it. And remember with the workbook, always think, what can I do? What questions can I ask if children need challenged? But don't be fooled. If sometimes the numbers appear simple, it's so that there is room in the brain for thinking. If the numbers are more complicated, then the reasoning can get lost in the attempt to do the calculation. Okay, so far more important is that children understand what they're doing, and that's a fundamental principle of the Singaporean approach. Then finally, of course, we have the journal. This is the book that's designed to be taken home. It's got the same chapter headings, but it's written to be accessed by parents rather than teachers, helping the child at home, remember. And remember, there are these 4 key sections. The topic structure, so the parent knows roughly what's been going on. Checking your maths, the child has a chance to show their parent. Practicing the language with a game or an anagram, or just using words. And then from school to home, this is the metacognition section, a crucial pillar, if you like, of the Singapore approach from school to home. So that's designed to be done once a unit of work is finished.